Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Owen the Town. I'm Lou Gregory and here's what's coming up today. It was our final pre-season game as we welcomed Premier League West Ham to Kenilworth Road and got a 1-1 draw. Brilliant game and a very strong West Ham team. I think we held ourselves pretty firm, didn't we? It was a good game, good point and a good way to start the brand new season next weekend. Today we'll discuss that 1-1 draw against West Ham in a little bit more detail. Also, home debut for the goalkeeper. I always try and pronounce his name. Ethan.
Should we go Horvath?
Horvath. Yeah, whatever it is.
Either one.
Made a couple of brilliant saves, today we're going to talk about him. And also, just a few other bits. A few news reports today reporting that Adebayo was subject of a £5 million bid from DC United and Wayne Rooney. Can't see that happening. But look, we'll discuss everything about that today on the podcast. I was going to say welcome back, but it's me who was away last week. I really say welcome back to myself.
Welcome back to our podcast, Luke. How are you?
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
I listened to the podcast last week in Germany and I thought you guys did very well.
Thank you.
Well done.
What do you want?
I wanted you to be a little bit more close to the mic. That's what I wanted.
Knew that was going.
Yeah, but apart from that, mate, it was good.
Why don't you get your dog on him, mate? He's a bit more loud than I am. Look, you can hear like the dog clearer than me from like 2 rooms away.
Yeah, well, he's louder than you, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
Well, look, let's get to some 3-word reviews of Luton Town 1, West Ham United 1 in our final pre-season game before the season kicks off. Dave says, click a class above. Freddie, promising and hopeful. Steve says, Elijah looked good. Rob says, Ethan Hovarth, class. Dan, another defender needed. Richard says, strength and depth. And Mark says, so many positives. And John Hatter says, just a friendly, which is very true. But friendlies are important. It's a good way of getting match fitness into players and tactics across. So
it sort of was a friendly, wasn't it? But it didn't really at times feel like a friendly. I mean, I mean, there were times where it was a very competitive game. So friendly, yes, but a very competitive friendly. Wouldn't you agree?
I think a bit of the crowd trouble as well towards the end, wasn't it?
Really?
Yeah, there's a few. I see a few police.
I saw something like that.
Yeah.
What's that about? It's a friendly, apparently.
It's Luton West Ham. Doesn't mean that's all it needs, isn't it?
We haven't played for years, have we?
I was going to say, I know it's just a friendly, but the team West Ham put out was extremely strong. And Nathan Jones said in his post-match that, you know, we were brave and we went over after them on the high press. So it did put us in good practice. And obviously, when you're playing a team like West Ham, they are going to have the ball a bit. We are going to have to be patient. We are going to have to hold our shape. So when you look at it like that, it probably was a really successful day and a really successful friendly game.
I think structurally, like you say, like tactics and whatever else and going after, I think that was the most pleasing thing to see. I mean, we might not have carved out many chances, but we didn't need to. I mean, to hold a Premier League, like I say, I'd say a pretty much full strength Premier League side. Yeah, friendly or no friendly, it doesn't matter. It's just good to get the minutes obviously in the bank and whatever else and just go from there and play well. We've actually got
I was just looking through the running order. We've actually got a really packed podcast today. Loads to get through. Let's talk about the game now. The West Ham game. Starting 11, Horvath, Bree, Burke, Osho, Bradley, Doughty, Berry, Campbell, Clark, Hornick, Adebayo. Good to see Luke Berry play.
Yeah, it's always good to see Berry playing.
I think at the game at the game, I did actually say, do you think this is our starting 11?
Yeah.
Berry played really well. I thought had a good game.
Jones was asked that question in his post-match. Is this a bit of an indication to what we can expect in that starting 11? He kind of said it probably will be similar, maybe 1 or 2 changes,
minutes in and whatever else. Yeah.
But if that was our starting 11, would you be happy with that next weekend?
Look, I mean, every single player that we've got at the club, I feel confident with them in the team. It's not like, you know, you look at a certain player, go, oh, I don't know about that. I mean, especially in this team here. I mean, with all due respect to Musgrave and, you know, Mendes Gomez, maybe you don't always have the most confidence. Maybe they haven't played enough football for us to have that confidence in them. But when you look at your Breeze, your Burks, Bradley's obviously, Doughty, Berry, whatever, you look at players like that and you know they're good players.
for me, there's a couple of must starts in that lineup. They must start. And I'm looking at Campbell and Clark. Clark was exceptional against West Ham. So Clark, Campbell, and Adebayo for me are must starters. 100% must starters. Obviously, Sonny, we want him to be there as well. But for me, yeah, it's a decent team. Would I be happy with that against Birmingham? Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Good players.
You mentioning like Musque and Mendes Gomez, and you're looking at them as pre-season. They haven't had loads of game time. And as a fan, I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed with the way Mendes Gomez has worked out, because obviously he was so good for Morecambe. We sign him and you get really excited by it. And maybe it is still the fact that he is incredibly patient and he's been told, look, give it a couple of years when he signed and you will be a starter for us. But are you guys a little bit disappointed that it's gone the way it has with him and he's maybe not seen as much game time as he would definitely like to?
Yeah, maybe. I think, obviously, like you say, he was an exciting prospect when we signed him, and obviously I looked at him. He was one I looked at. We all had the conversation. Mate, it's been a busy day.
Drinking water as well.
Yeah, I know. That's probably why I can't speak. I need a beer.
Sorry, where were you?
And no, I was just saying about obviously Mendes Gomez.
Yeah.
Done it again. Fucking hell. But basically, yeah, we got excited about him. We knew what he brings to the table, and we just haven't seen a lot of him, and it is frustrating. But at the same time, there's obviously a reason for that.
It's a big step from Morecambe to where we are right now. It was a big step to take. So you know,
yeah, of course.
The club must still see something in him. He hasn't gone yet, has he? So you know, they're going to develop him, and maybe in a year's, you know, the end of this season, maybe he'll be a contender. He's not going to leave a club on his, you know, on the up unless he's.
Well, would he benefit from a loan this season, or is it now
possibly.
with 5 subs? He will be useful to us.
Well, look, I mean,
he's quick, isn't
if they keep Dion Pereira in the squad, in and around the squad, I can see Mendes Gomez going out on loan. But then if Pereira goes out, I can see Mendes Gomez in and around the team. I think it's one or the other, really.
Are they different players, Pereira and Mendes Gomez?
Well, yeah, I think personally, I think we'd probably benefit more from Pereira in the squad. At the moment, I'm not saying. Well,
he's done his loan time, hasn't he?
We know he's a brilliant player. I'd like to see him in and around the squad.
You can see how he's developed because of when he's been out, and you know he was well thought of. Was it Bradford he went to? Well thought of there. So it's going to be a tough one, isn't it, for Mendes Gomez to establish himself at this moment. So if he had the chance to go out on loan to improve, he'll do it.
I mean, with Mendes Gomez, I've always seen him every time he has played. I think he takes a bit of an age to do certain things. I think he needs to be a lot quicker if he's going to compete at championship level. I think back in League 2, obviously, he could get away with it a lot more, you know, doing his skills and whatever else. But I think he's going to get a lot less time on the ball at this level. When I think maybe he needs to take less touches and whatever else. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just what I've seen of him. Maybe he just needs to do that a bit more. But look, I'm not the manager. I have no idea. So let's see what happens at the beginning of the season. And if he's in and around the squad, if he don't even break into the squad or on the bench or whatever for the first 4 or 5 weeks, I think he's going to be off on his way out,
Well, he looked all right when they came on at the weekend. Got some minutes eventually. What were you going to say, Dave?
Well, I was going to say, if he doesn't get game time, there comes a point where he says to his agent, I need to get game time. And his agent will work it out for him. And, you know, so if he's in our plans, Nathan's got to manage that, and he'll manage it well if he has to.
Well, the first goal came at the weekend from a header from Souchek. Brilliant ball in from Cresswell on the left-hand side. When you look it back, it was a brilliant header as well, When you look at it back, you could say maybe Cresswell's got too much time there to put that ball in the box. But with a player like that, Premier League quality, class left-back, week in, week out for West Ham, you can't... That's one of them goals. As I always say last season, if you're going to concede, just go fair play. It's a great goal. Brilliant cross, brilliant header, fair play.
And how many times we see it in the Premier League as well? How many times we've seen Cresswell on the ball and in Europe, whatever else, whip it in, and Souchek or whoever gets on the end of it heads it in like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not uncommon for the Premier League or European football, so for it only to happen once in 90 minutes against us is not a bad thing, because to be fair, they've got enough quality in the air, in and around the box. So yeah, I thought we handled them quite well, apart from that.
I was going to say, like, realistically in that first half, that was their main chance. It's not like they threatened us. And I know it's a friendly, and for them it's probably just keeping the ball and popping it around and creating chances and stuff, but it's not like we had loads of saves to make in that first half.
I think for me, one of the biggest things is our stamina really compared to theirs was pretty much equal. You know, we were pretty much on the game the whole time. We didn't look slow when we had the ball.
No, we didn't.
So, yeah, it's disappointing to concede, but it didn't matter, did it? It didn't matter. It's the game time. Again, it's game time, but it was a really competitive game. And I think we held our own for all of the game, not just half the game, for all of the game. We played quite well.
I mean, we even had periods during the game where it swayed in our favour and we were dominating at certain, like, all right, I'm not saying there were long periods or whatever at all, but there were moments that we were on top. A bit like there were moments when they were on top, but really, it wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was either team took control of the game. It was a bit like to and fro, wasn't it, really? But
yeah.
It was, I thought it was impressive from us. Honestly, it was really impressive, and I'm happy with that. Like, going into the new season, that's given me a lot of confidence. So, let's hope.
Not a lot of saves to make in the first half, but two very important ones in the second from Horvath. Can we just
do it?
Someone tell me, please, how to pronounce that correctly.
It's got to be Horvath, isn't it?
Can I just call him Ethan for now?
Yeah.
Ethan, the keeper.
Go for it.
You can just call him Hor if you want.
There was a brilliant save
Actually,
tonight,
don't do
Vlasic.
Oh, good. This is so much fun, isn't it?
And the other one to deny Antonio, both from like kind of in one-on-one situations. And the first one's a cracking save. He pushes it away from danger, like, because I think Antonio was maybe lurking in the middle of the box there, and he's pushed it wide. And the second one, just a solid save from a one-on-one from a very good player. How impressed were you with him? Because we're talking about it in a bit, but how impressed were you with him?
He's brilliant. He was very, very good. He didn't put a foot wrong the whole game, did he? And like you say, a couple of really, really good saves, especially that one. It wasn't even the one-on-one save that really got me, because I thought Antonio should have done a lot better, and it was very poor on his behalf, but still had to make the save. But it was that one where he pushed it. I think it was an angle. Who was it that took the shot, sorry? On the left-hand side. Vlasic was it, and obviously went across the goal, and he obviously tipped it wide and out, sorry. But no, I thought that was the best save of the game. Really got down so well, didn't he?
Gives you a little bit of confidence, doesn't it, in him coming into the team. I think he's going to be the number one starter for definite.
We will talk about him again in around 5-10 minutes time. But back to the game, I think we had a nice little spell in that second half where I think Campbell had a shot just wide, and Doughty down the left had a few opportunities to get it in the box, and then I don't know, just kind of nothing really happened till the last minute. The corner comes in, is a nice little corner routine, and Bradley tucks it home. And to be fair, you'd say, I know it doesn't matter, but a draw, fair result in the end against a very good West Ham team.
Yeah, and we missed the goal.
Yeah, we did miss the goal.
But you know, you say it doesn't matter, but actually, then to go in there and go, do you know what, lads? You scored a goal, you played really well, you held a Premier League team. It's a right confidence booster.
Yeah,
get that bit of momentum on. And, you know, you never know where we'll end up. So, you know.
And we did look dangerous, like I say, against Premier League opposition. It was very good to watch.
Yeah.
It was pleasing.
What impressed you the most then on Saturday from the final game?
Who impressed me the most?
No, just what impressed you as a team? Or
I'll be honest, the thing that impressed me the most was how Doughty's touch, I think, in the first half.
Oh, that was unreal, wasn't it?
Word. They need to get a clip of that and put it on YouTube. That is ridiculous. I get millions of views.
It was sick, wasn't it? Just the ball, the diagonal, and
a little spin, wasn't it? Like down the line. It's like, what? How's he done that?
I thought Clark and Campbell looked good. So
Clark just looks
so much
better and better every single week, doesn't he? That player, he just seems to be. Maybe in the back of your head, you're thinking, you know, are we outgrowing Clark? It's just like, no, we're not. He's almost just growing with us and looking stronger. No, but like,
I was going to say, mate, have you ever thought of that? Jesus, you need to take some time out of Brentford. Come watch
seriously though, like, he's growing with the club. It's meant as a compliment. I mean, like, he's just getting better and better. It's not, maybe with some players we're outgrowing them, but with him, it's definitely, he is growing with us, and he's still looking brilliant.
He's getting better as well.
Just like a little touch of David Silva in him, the way he turns with the ball. And
I thought to myself the other day, could he play at Premier League level? I just questioned it in my own head, and I thought, could he? And I thought, he probably could, you know. I honestly think that.
I think if we would have got up, he'd definitely get a chance.
He's so good at adapting to everything. Like, he can play different positions. You know what I mean? He adapts well. Even when he played at fullback that season. Well, obviously not all season. You know what I mean? He did play at fullback. Brilliant. Plays number 10 brilliantly. Plays the normal side of any, like, midfield or whatever. Brilliant. He's always just consistent, isn't he, when he plays? He's a brilliant player to have.
I think there's a few things that impressed me, but I think one of the main things is just the strength and depth we have now. And I know that was a 3-word review at the start of the podcast, but when you're looking at our bench and we're bringing on Morris and Woodrow and Pereira and Mendes Gomez. You know, we've got such strong options now on the bench, where last season maybe we could have had a bit more firepower to come off the bench, but this year it does look like we're going to be a lot stronger, which is going to be great.
Yeah, I think the other thing that just a little bit worrying for me is, are we setting ourselves up to lose Adebayo in the January window? For me, that's the only thing that's worrying.
I don't think
me.
you really lose players in January anymore.
Well, who knows?
I always felt not last season, when we were in like the conference days, obviously we lost some players in January, but I feel like it's different. Now you're in a stage where it's like you don't need to sell in January. Unless someone comes in 30 mil, but everyone knows a player is going to be more expensive in January anyway. So I think we'll be fine.
Well, unless they score no goals in like 15 games, then yeah.
But if he's on fire, that will attract
True.
those other teams.
Well, we asked you guys, what impressed you the most in the match on Saturday? Lou says, didn't look outclassed at all by West Ham. No weak link in the side or on the bench. Quality throughout the squad. So yeah.
True.
Nice strength and depth. It's nice. And there was no weak link. Everyone put in a shift at the weekend. Everyone played their part. And again, looking really good and positive for the weekend. Ethan says, the confidence of the team to press and move the ball really well against a top Premier League side. Looked very competitive and comfortable for most of the game. Just lacked a bit of quality. But again, you look at the players you're playing against, it's hard. And to be fair, we created a few chances, which if you created them against West Ham, you probably got a fair play.
Yeah, of course.
Decent chances.
Even that Harry Cornick chance as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the one we
pretty sure
flicked
done
it
better
around the
than
keeper,
that,
yeah.
to be fair. But yeah, look, it was a good little move as well. So, yeah.
Ad says there didn't seem to be a weak link at all. Even after the changes, the team didn't seem weaker. The tempo was still the same, and it doesn't look like we have anyone to rely on either. I feel sorry for Nathan Jones because he's going to have himself a team selection headache every single week.
Yeah,
Best sort of headache you can ever have.
I like it what it says there as well. There's no one to rely on either. Everyone is taking responsibility on that pitch.
Yeah.
Which is great to see.
Simon says the almost telepathic understanding between the players at times. Doughty played like he was in the testimonial year at Luton, not a new recruit. Like you said, Batari was unreal in that game on the weekend. Tom says the new keeper impressed. We look solid at the front as well with a lot of options. Dion came on and has proved himself to be named on the team sheet.
I agree with that.
Mike says we played with confidence against a very good side. Our usual high press, decent passing, created plenty of openings and have strength and depth and competition for places in every single position. And Chris says organisation and shape, more than competed and looked decent against a very strong West Ham team that, let's be honest, was filled with like Nathan Jones internationals and stars really. So it just seems to be a really good positivity around us going into this first game of the season at the weekend.
Nothing negative, is there, at all?
I think there's no need to be negative, is there, at all? We had a really decent end to last season, apart from the final result, but more than we ever dreamed of. And we all believe we've built on top of that, So going forward, I was very impressed on Saturday. I hope they play the same against Birmingham.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's going to be a brilliant game on Saturday. And before we move on, we are delighted to say that on Friday, launching a brand new show. So you're going to get 2 of our podcasts per week. We're going to be doing a preview show where we chat to opposition fans. It's going to be brilliant. Can't wait to do that. So make sure you're subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss that. That'll be live on Friday morning, I think. Friday morning. To get all the lowdown ahead of Birmingham. Before we move on and talk about the new keeper, Ethan, the keeper, Jacob's done some club news here on the running order. New kits were released. Dave, you've been quite vocal about these kits on Twitter, mate.
Have I really?
Yeah.
Have I really? It's the only reason I might be wearing this shirt this evening. Look, everybody, if you love the kits, good for you guys. Not very impressed with the home kit.
I'm surprised you'd say good for you guys, but you're wrong.
No, I'm not going to say that. Look,
that's what you say to me, Dave.
True. I particularly didn't like the home kit. I don't think it looks as classy as it could. The away kit, but the third kit, I kind of like that. If I'm going to buy any of those, I'm buying the third kit. Don't like the second kit. Don't like the first kit.
No, I think Umbro have done a great job and a brilliant job at shooting that video as well for the home kit launch. Really loved it. Didn't want to talk too long about kits, but a few more things to get through.
Never asked me what my opinion was.
Yeah, what was your opinion then, Batara, mate, on the kits?
Don't like it.
See?
Looks like basically someone's dropped bleach all over the front of it.
2 players potentially starting for us in the coming days. One I'm very excited about. The first one is Ribin Pepple. Peppel.
Great. Have you seen his first name? It's longer than that.
Yeah, it's a very long name, but this guy's clearly very highly thought of in Canada.
Is he signing?
Rumours had it was on trial, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I've heard nothing.
It's just
since.
gone quiet since, isn't it? Max Hagar from Brentford, he's been named on team sheets, which I think surely means he's signing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'd be down as trialist. And as working with Max last year, quite excited by that.
Yeah, he said to me, I asked you the other day, didn't I? In the pub, I said to you, what's he like? And you went, yeah, he's, sometimes obviously he needs a bit more to his game, but you said he's one of the
He's definitely got
ones,
potential. Yeah. From watching Brentford be a lot last season, he's definitely one of the most talented from the squad. I was quite surprised he wasn't offered an extension.
Yeah, he said that to me the other day,
with the B team, but maybe it's time for him to go out and look for a club and prove himself at championship level. And to be honest, from looking at him, I think we can be quite excited about that. One for the future, 100%, and really nice guy. So,
and it's good to see that we're making plans for our youth development or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? But it's just it's just good. I mean, years ago we wouldn't have done that, would we?
No,
we wouldn't really have a under 23s or I don't even know it's an under 23s. You know what I mean? Development squad or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant.
All positive. And one more thing, which I'm going to say to the end about Adebayo potentially moving on to the MLS. But
if he goes there, he's crazy.
We'll save that to the end. So producer Jacob wanted to talk about in the podcast today what we made of Ethan, the keeper's performance.
Keeper, that's ridiculous.
Ethan the keeper.
Look,
learn his name.
Ethan Horvath. We thought he was really strong. We've had a number of keepers over the last few years. I think last season we played 6 across the whole season. This guy's going to be number 1, isn't he?
I think we said that the other week, Batari, didn't we? We said that Forest fans were quite disappointed to see him go.
Yeah, so he played a bit from as well. He done well, by the sounds of it.
I think he was very strong, and the games I've seen him play, he's been very strong in. So but that also pushes up the competition for.
And he can use both feet as well.
Yeah, I felt quite safe on the weekend with him in goal. So I'm quite excited about seeing how this progresses.
What impressed you about his performance?
I think, like I say, shot stopping was brilliant. I mean, those saves that he made, especially those 2, I can recall the back of my head. And do you know what it is? It's the fact that, like I just said it a second ago, he's both-footed as well, and his kicking's decent. When we've got a keeper with decent kicking, well, hopefully good hands. Didn't really see a lot of him catching the ball and commanding and whatever. But I'm sure
that's the point, isn't it? We haven't seen that sort of issue right now. You will see
it eventually, yeah.
But I think you can have the confidence that he'll do it well.
And he's a big goalkeeper. I think he's 6'4" or whatever,
which is nice.
Yeah.
So he should be able to command his box.
Yeah, and he looks like an athlete. Not like you get some goalkeepers like from years ago. They look like fridges and just used to stand there and just take whacks for a living. But no, he looks like he could be a decent athlete.
Well, we asked you what you made of his performance of the weekend. Sam says, very strong start. Distribution was good too. Hopefully see him command a bit more from the back as he grows into the team, which is, I guess, what you just kind of touched on there, Batara. Jeremy says he's a good shot stopper. Excellent, in fact. Not convinced he'll command his box or come for crosses. How
can you say that if you haven't? Why are you not convinced?
We need to see first,
I think you need to see more. I'm the opposite of that. I think if you're a good shot stopper, why can't you be as good as that, strong in the air and catching?
He's a good size, isn't he? So,
but don't forget also, it depends on the quality of the defence in front of him as well. And I think we're going to be all right.
I think that comes down to confidence as well. If he's confident for coming for crosses and stuff, and let's hope we're fine. Darren says, outstanding one-on-one save. Other than that, didn't have much to do. Did the basics okay, but his kicking was a bit suspect at times.
Ooh, so you just said his kicking was all right. So
it's all right.
But Darren knows.
Tony says, vast improvement on last season's shenanigans in the goalkeeper department. I think this year, hopefully, we've nailed it with goalkeepers.
Hope so.
That's all we got.
It's still early.
I think you need some consistency, don't you? That's what you do need. You need a keeper that's going to play all the time. And he's your number one choice no matter what, with the exception of those cup games that he might get a rest at.
Jason says he was solid, have so much confidence in him, and think he will give defence big confidence. The one-on-one save from Antonio was brilliant.
True.
Mike says he gives us a presence at the back, and those 2 saves in the second half were top drawer. Understanding with the defence will improve in time. So with that, and so will his accuracy of his long passing. Very happy with him as our first choice keeper.
And there's no reason not to be.
And Heather said, I liked him, looking forward to seeing what he can do next season. So it's definitely one of them players that will, I think, potentially grow with us, hopefully, and then get him on a permanent at the end of the year.
Why not? Especially if we get promoted.
Well, and one final one, Chaz says, very impressed, more concerned about the protection in front of him. Obviously, we saw the back three the other day was Burke, Bradley, and Osho, I think it was, with Bree and Doughty the other side of him.
Yeah.
What do you think we need to do in the transfer window still?
Another centre half.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. I think when we go onto the whole thing about strength and depth, I think, yeah, we have got strength and depth, but I think we're lacking a little bit in the centre-back department.
Do you reckon just one more? One more at the back?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like I said last week, I can see Amari Bell occasionally playing at left centre-back if we need him. Because I think, obviously, with Doughty's fit, I think you might see a bit more of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I mean, I don't know, but maybe we need another centre-half.
What do you reckon, Dave?
I sort of agree. I'm out of the back. Osho didn't do it for me. He's been sort of a bit sus, but
I thought he looked okay that weekend.
Well, I think a couple of times he looked a bit sus, but over that, are we going to recruit any more? I don't know.
I think Nathan Jones made it clear we wanted to get an attacking midfielder in, and I think we were clearly after the Wimbledon lad that went to Huddersfield.
Oh, really? He went there, did he?
So
he went to Huddersfield.
So
Redoni, is it?
If he was after an attacking midfielder, that says he's happy with his defenders.
I think he said defender as well, but I think that was more like, you know what he always says, we're not just bringing in, we're bringing in real quality that maybe he was one of them and now he's gone. It's like there's no one else. It was either him or nothing. So maybe it is now just going to one more defender to come in to replace Naismith. So it
has to be, doesn't it? I mean, we've got enough number 10s, haven't we, really? Surely Berry, Clark play there.
Woodrow.
What do we need another one for?
Wow.
I just think
when you talk about a squad like that, it's amazing, isn't it? I love it. I can't wait.
Before we move on then to the next bit, first 5 league game, producer Jack has put down here, Birmingham, Burnley, Preston, Bristol City, Swansea. 5 massively tough games, but how do you see us starting this season?
I think every game's going to be hard. I think there's no easy games in this league at all. I think it's a really tough league. It's a very difficult one, isn't it? Because I'm hopeful that we might win our home games and maybe get 1 or 2 points from the away games.
3 tough away games, though, you're looking at the list there.
Burnley are not going to be rollover, are they? So that's going to be a tough one. Bristol, they're on the up, aren't they, as well?
Hopefully not.
Well, I think they are. I think their fans actually think they are. And Swansea's always a tough one. So if we can get a point out of any of those games or each of those games, that'd be amazing.
Look, if we start strong in those 5 games, we pick up like a good amount of points and go on a good run there. I used to say, like, but you can't get carried away for the rest of the season. Well,
the point is this, that Nottingham Forest had a terrible start to last season, and look where they ended up.
Yeah, true.
So, it's not the be-all and end-all. We don't get all the points, but you want to get as many as you can. Just stake your position by winning at least 2 or 3 of your first games.
So the final thing to touch on before we call today's one, and maybe a little bit earlier than usual, reports today saying that Wayne Rooney and DC United have offered, or going to offer, $5 million to try and bring Adebayo.
Let him offer $5 million. $5 million US dollars?
What's that? It's about £3 million. Pounds. Is it even that?
God knows.
Do you generally think Wayne Rooney believes he can get Adebayo for that much money?
No.
That's an insult.
No.
$5 million.
I think I don't know.
Dollars.
There's more chance. There's more chance of me playing centre forward for Luton Town than there is of Adebayo going to America. Why would he go to America at this time in his career? He's still young. He's got lots to prove. And you know what? If he proves, how many times will a Premier League team go to Washington DC or wherever he is and go, oh, well, we'll take him now because he's played really well against old people or older people. I mean, because
Dave, forget your centre forward playing in the Premier League.
What I'm trying to say is, people from this country normally are at the end of their Premier League career or whatever, and they go to America. Why would he go there now? He'd be much better to stay here with us for a bit longer, because if we don't go up, someone's going to come in for him. And, look at our track record with players. Mm-hmm. Why would he leave? So unless it's 15, 20 million, he ain't going nowhere.
When I saw that report earlier, my heart was in my mouth a bit until I saw it was DC United. And then instantly I was like, not a chance he's going to go there. Because like you said, I think for him, even he'll look at that move and just go, that's not right for me. If he's got ambition to get to the Premier League and get to the top, which I think he'll have no problem in doing, he's not going to go there, is he?
No, of course he's not. I got told at work by one of the boys at work, and as soon as he said, I looked at him, good joke, mate, and he went, no, seriously, it's going around on Twitter. I just went, yeah, all right.
However,
I said, I don't believe that crap. No way.
Can I put however in there?
Go on.
What if they offer him a crap load of money to go? If you're guaranteed X million pounds a year, and you're his age, and at Luton you're earning thousands of pounds a week rather than 10 or 20, 30, 40, 50,000 pound a week, then you'd go there, wouldn't you?
Nathan Jones will say to him, give me one more year and you'll earn double that in the Premier League with a better team than DC United. That's what he'll say.
Yeah.
And he'll do it.
She'll start chipping in, pay more towards his wages.
No, let's not do that.
Please don't go.
He's not going to listen. He's not going to go to America. If he goes from us, he's got to be an upward move. He's got to be a better team than we're in. And I would say his next move, if he's not with us, will be Premier League at some point. And even if it's not one of the top teams, it will be a team that's in the Premier League rather than in the same way that, and we said this before, in the same way that Tony went to Brentford and things like that.
My main worry with Adebayo is if Ivan is to leave Brentford at any stage, that Brentford we'll take Elijah. That worries me.
Tell your work colleagues they can't have him.
Then my girlfriend will never let me live it down if they sign our best player. But, not going to happen.
Right,
not going to happen.
Just leave her. Sorry, Amber, if you're listening to this, I do apologise.
She'll be listening. No chance. But anyway.
That was a joke, by the way. That was a joke.
Yeah, don't leave her.
Let's finish by talking about Saturday very quickly. Luton v Birmingham, first game of the season. I think Friday we're going to go into this a lot more detail in the preview show, but football is back, guys. I'm really excited for it.
Full house. Full house.
Full house. Not going to be there, unfortunately, but you guys will be, and it's going to be a tough game, I think, against Birmingham.
We got a point to prove, haven't we? We got a point to prove from last season, so I'm hoping that full house, the atmosphere will be amazing, the players will react to that, and we'll have a great day. That's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah. The 3 points are important as well.
3 points are important. Do you know what?
We've got to do them this year.
No, not really. Sorry. It's the cough's back. I always think, you should, just for morale, you want to win your first game of the season. Luckily for us, it's at home.
Yeah.
If we get 3 points on the run, we're going to be having a great time. So let's just get the first one out of the way. Let's get the 3 points and have a great day. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Good stuff. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to bringing you a brand new podcast on Fridays before every Saturday game, previewing the Saturday fixture. So keep your eyes out for that over the next few days. Guys, that's all we've got time for today. Thanks so much for joining me. It's been good to be back and just season getting underway again. It's exciting, isn't it?
Next time we speak, the first game of the season will have passed, and we have 3 points on the board with a +5 goal difference. So I'm quite excited about that, to be fair.
I'm more excited about my late birthday present of the third strip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. I forgot to be a birthday present around Dave.
Yeah. It's the third strip. It only got released today, but I'll give you time.
The bag of stuff that you asked to bring around as well.
I just need to clarify that.
Okay, nothing like that.
When you say bag of stuff, you mean the 2 invitations I gave you?
Yes, yeah. The ones that you left at the pub. Oh, sorry, you didn't, but yeah, we won't go there.
Anyway, going way off
topic. You know who you are.
Bag of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
What are you thinking?
Let's move on and end the podcast today. Thank you so much for listening. Get us on YouTube. If you've never watched us before, search Owen the Town on YouTube and you can see Batara's beautiful hair and Dave's beautiful old Luton shirt. I was going to say, beautiful old Luton shirt.
Dave's beautiful old
Luton shirt, yeah.
Original one.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Join us on Friday for our next podcast and we'll see you then.